Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Workers and Resources. I hope you're having a great day. We're right here before winter is about to start. I've been letting it run a little bit, been accumulating some cash and dropping some construction projects. We're expanding out this way pretty quickly, and North Fedoristan is getting real close to, I guess, Maine, or Fedoristan, Maine. I've also got some additional housing dropping over here. If I take a look at my population, I've got over 6,800 people living with their parents. Before I started dropping these expansions, this number was almost 8,000. So it's getting up there. We're also going to need to add some jobs. You can see that we have about 5,100 unemployed. We're going to try to put them to work. We got several different jobs for them. I want to get more people moving over here into the steel because the steel mill is just notoriously empty of people. So that's a lot of things we could do. Also just going to expand the maximum number of workers. Why not? I also am keeping a lot of people in this mine right now because we ran out of iron, and now it looks like that's not a problem anymore. Yeah, that seems to be fine now. So I'm going to take one of the buses that are bringing passengers over here. Right about here. This ought to work. We're going to take the buses, and I am going to add the steel as your stop here now instead of the iron mine. So you go ahead and get deleted iron mine, and we're just going to bring you into the steel mill now too. So whatever this bus is. Now we got a couple of things I want to look at and take care of. The first is when we left, which I think was about a week ago for me, I was having a hard time trying to get the stuff, like the trains and stuff, sorted out. We got a lot of different trains now. It's very nice. We've been building a whole lot. Finished vehicles 14. Very cool. I was having a hard time doing this, and there was no way to load these onto flatbeds, which I guess in hindsight it makes a lot more sense that it would be this way. But something just, I don't know, something told me that, you know, as long as the tonnage, I guess, the amount that the car can carry is good, well, then this overhead thing can just lift up the car and put it on top. But that's not the case. That's not how that works at all. No, actually what you do with trains is you bring in a regular old train with no trailer at all. If you do that with something that has no trailer at all, then you get the option to load trains. If you have a trailer, you don't get this option. So that's what I needed to do. I basically need to tell it to load everything, all right? And then I want it to unload at the border. And like, I have this train track almost done. This was getting very close. I could deliver it over there, but I think for the sake of getting a ton of rubles, because I got some stuff to do, we're going to have this train come all the way over to the border over here. Where is it? Right here. Yep. We're going to have you unload all of the trains here. So if I go ahead and hit start and launch this, and come all the way over to watch this train now, it's kind of a, you know, it's a little short, pathetic little train at the moment, but it's going to load the train cars and the other engines and just haul them on the track like that. You don't need to load them up into, like, onto flatbeds and stuff, right? So we're gonna let that happen. Let's just go ahead and speed up time really quick. Oh yeah, we have something in the roundabout. See, this is what I mean. Like, I wish it would just, the intersection was better than this. It was significantly better than this, than going around in circles like that. Like, this just, it's not gonna work. Train roundabout is failure. That's what I'm gonna say. Train roundabouts, they don't work really well. All right, so this looks like the maximum load that it can do, and it's gonna take 3.8 million rubles worth of vehicles to the border. I want the railway production line thing here. I'm gonna tell you to wait until loaded. And then that's gonna hopefully get it to where it doesn't ever, it's just gonna come over here and it's not gonna leave until it has everything done already. So where'd that train go? Is it going, it's going around here, right? Yeah. I just wanna make sure. Like, look at all the different train cars that's hauling behind it. It actually looks pretty cool, trains hauling trains. Very nice, I like it. And then it's just gonna go and deliver it. So we're getting about 3.8 million rubles here. It should bump us up really high money amounts. Now, the one other thing I'd like to do is every once in a while, we'll get a lot of trains coming into this station at once. You know, like every once, like their routes are pretty staggered in timings and stuff, but you can't perfect this. It's going, at some point, you're going to get a lot of trains coming in at the same time. When that happens, traffic on this road gets really backed up because they have to wait for the train to cross. And if there's a train stopping here with all these different signals and stuff, right, that's kind of a problem. So, I mean, we've got intersections here, and the trains have got to kind of navigate and negotiate this little area. If you have 5 or 6 trains in here, there's only 2 tracks. So I'm debating on taking this road right here, lifting it up as like a little bridge, and then dropping it back down on this side. Just a little bridge so that we can just have the cars never stop and the trains don't have to worry about that. All right, the snow is falling. And I'd like to give some additional jobs and stuff as well. I also like to maybe upgrade people's happiness, get their government loyalty up, kind of all these types of things. So I have a lot of people in this area without a job. Let's go ahead and put them to work in our propaganda engine, basically. We're going to take and add another radio station right here. And this is going to cover this area. So we've got a television station here already, and that's nice. But we're going to want to get some radio stuff going too. So we're just going to take... I think I'm going to go sideways with it just because I have a little bit more room. And we're going to go right about like this, I think. Although there's that road heading to the side like that. No, I think this is going to work. I got an idea. So I'm going to put this right here. And I might just pay for that because I got money. But I'd like to get this road kind of, we're going to curve it over just a little bit. Yeah, and we're going to bring it right down. And it's going to go this way and move down like this. Okay. And we'll go ahead and let them build the road, but I think I'm going to have this road go crossed like this, and then this can attach there, and that one's going to get built myself. And then we're going to give them a job. This is 3.5 million. So all of the stuff that I just exported right here with these trains, that entire export is going to pay for this radio station. Okay, no big deal. I don't mind. Okay, so tourism's doing pretty well. We've got, I think, 4 planes now. I want to say there's 4 planes, 3 planes. I got 3 of these Tu-154s. I think that's plenty. I don't think I need any more. These planes are coming in with lots of passengers as well, so we should see hotels doing fairly well. 46 tourists here, 56 tourists here, right? So they're spending cash. We're making some money off of them for sure. And this is all, of course, with all of our own resources. Everything that's in here, we're not auto buying anything in here. So it's all getting delivered to these stations and stuff as we go forward. Now you can also see our vehicle production line is running pretty well, but there's no cars, okay? And that's pretty much because, well, actually I'm only producing one kind of car right now, and I'd like to produce more if I could. Why don't we get a few of these, change the color, do a few of these, change the color, do a few of these. Get this one. I just like to do a whole variety, right? I like to see a nice colorful roads and everything, so we're gonna get a few of these going. And then we end with the T613 because that's the best export. So we're gonna get a whole bunch of cars brought in here, but this train is loading them up and bringing them over, right? So that we could have them over there. So like this train is too... it's too ambitious, all right? It's to think that I can load that whole thing up is too ambitious. So I think what I'm going to do, because we have a lot of jobless people over in Gorod-Stali, what we're going to end up doing is putting in another automotive manufacturing facility. And there's actually a lot of room for that, kind of right over in this area near the rail. If I was to go in and say vehicle production line, I think with a little tweaking and maybe removing this road or something like that, I can probably fit in one of these manufacturing positions. Like, I could probably fit this like right here, right? These roads both go around anyway, so is this road really necessary? Even if it is necessary, I could shift it and have it wrap around this manufacturing facility. And then the vehicles that get kicked out here, they could be what the car dealerships and stuff in this area are sourcing. So we don't really need to transport them much anymore. We could do it that way. And then we also have, of course, this over here, which has vehicles in it. And if we wanted to, we could add another manufacturing facility for cars like right over here. And then these cars that are made over in this area would get taken into here for distribution as well. So there's a lot of opportunities for this. And since we have so many jobless, like 5,000 people jobless, I figured, hey, why not? Let's just do it this way. So we'll start with a couple of different ones here, and I'm going to let resources be what builds these. I think this whole electrical line needs to go because it's kind of in my way. I'm going to have that whole electrical line kind of get replaced after I do the vehicle assembly line. So we kind of want this to be as close to Gorastali as we can get. That way passengers that are trying to get here, people who are trying to work here, they don't have to travel very far. And then of course the trucks to deliver it don't have to travel very far either. So it says I can't do this due to infrastructure. I'm trying to figure out exactly what infrastructure you're referring to, because I don't see any infrastructure in the way. Not that stuff. All right, hang on. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do this. There shouldn't be any infrastructure here unless it's underground piping. Nope, still nothing there. So not sure what this is talking about. Maybe it's that rail that's angled. Oh, there we go. I want to place it right here. That's fine. We're going to place it right here. And again, we're going to let them build that. And then to make this easier, we want there to be a crossing here. I want there to be a two-way road crossing right here. Apparently not. Get rid of that. And go like this. Yep. And then power lines need to be reconnected. So there to there. Done. And then from this one, straight over all the way like this. Yep. And then we hook up with it on this side. I actually think I want to go straight over. So we're going to take and delete you. And then we'll come straight over like that. And mark that. Okay. So to get all the resources over here, of course, we're going to need one of those warehouses, or two of the warehouses, I guess. We have two factory connections, so we can do that here pretty easily. We'll just go with one connection like this. The other connection... Oh, you so sucky. I need a small warehouse, man. A smaller warehouses would be so good. Let's try it this way. We'll put it here. And the other one we can put right here. Yep. This isn't gonna leave me a whole lot of options for a road depot though. I think I still like the cargo depot idea better. So I need to have room for that. And so we're gonna go from this side like this. And then from this side, come on, maybe from this side, yeah, like this. Like this. And then the road depot, I might have to move some of this stuff, but I'm kind of hoping not. The cargo station, can we put this? Yeah, so I'm thinking I want to put it here. And I just need to move a couple of things to do that. So like these electrical lines, I think, are what I need to move. I don't think I need to move that. I think it's just the lines. Yeah. So I can go about like this. That'll be good enough. Alternatively, if I came in from this side with that, no, I'd have to move that. All right, we're gonna just do it here. So like this, and then we just need to connect those electrical lines again. By bringing them from here over to this point, and then I think probably up like you're not gonna let me, are you? Building is in the way. Yeah, it is. Come in from this side, actually. Come around. Oh, I like that much better, actually, because now it's not gonna get in the way of the road that I want to make. I can dig that. So we'll come out this way and then up. That. So all the electrical's still connected. Then we'll take and get the road, and this is already a crossing, so we'll just go ahead and fund the upgrade for that. I think I'm gonna go with rubles here. We're gonna fund this upgrade, And then I want to have a road that dips. Actually, I kind of like this. We'll just have this road come up. And then it comes over like so. Oh. You silly billies. Like that. Yep. And then the electrical lines get connected again. Like that. Okay. So all the trucks and stuff that are delivering the raw resources for vehicles, they're going to put that right there. What about steel? I think we could just deliver steel direct. Steel, we could bring it in by the truck. There is a rail right here. I could bring it in through the rail. That might be just a tad bit, how you say it? Just a little tad bit crowded on the train line here. But we do have the resources to do this. It's already running through here. If I got rid of this line, I could put in storage for steel, and the rail is already basically built for that. Let me see what it would look like. Open storage. It really wouldn't be all that inconvenient. You know? It would be actually quite easy to do this. All right. We're going to take you out to about here to here. And then we're just going to go... Oh, it's got to be this side, doesn't it? Yeah, because the rail can't interfere with the factory connection. All right, that's no big deal. So we go in about like this. Right? It's good enough, I think. Oh, hang on, maybe not. There we go. And then the rail gets rebuilt. Bring it a little bit, like a little bit smoother. There we go. And then it's going to get wrapped around through here. So this rail goes up and then over like that. Okay, good. So we're going to let that build just so it's still continuous, and so the existing route for car deliveries and stuff can get there. But because there's already a train on its way here to do that. But this will be another vehicle, another place where we start building cars. Okay, and that's going to provide a lot of jobs. Then we're going to do the same thing over here, and I think most people are going to be driving themselves to work in this part. To do this part, I need to get rid of this road. So I'm going to temporarily pause it, and we're going to just eliminate this road a little bit. Now it says there's already a vehicle through here. Really? There we go. All right, and you know what? Let's just pull it back all the way, because we're gonna have to cross it at a different spot anyway. All right, and then what we'll do is we'll put engineering, vehicle production, and then we can put this. I think maybe the road should face this way. No, we want. Goodness, there's actually not that many options for this. I want the road on this side so that the trucks will pull out and take it to their destination a little bit faster. So I think I'm going to put this right here. There's not a whole lot of room for resources to be like in local storage, right? So I think mostly because all the resources we need are being manufactured nearby, we could just have trucks directly bringing it. The only other alternative is to cut this road too and just have this kind of, you know, exist here. Yeah, because I don't want to get rid of that either, the distribution and stuff too. So I think, well, now, if we pull that back this way far enough, I might be able to get one warehouse in there to store extra goods. I think we could do maybe one warehouse. Like, what if I was to go, just hypothetically, if I do this, I don't want to do this with rubles. I already flattened it with rubles, damn. We want to go about like this, I think. And then if I was to create just one warehouse, right, to store all the excess goods, it would be right here. We still want a road depot to bring that though, right? Because if we're bringing multiple stuff, then I guess they'll just have to wait. Yeah, whatever. Gonna be right here. And then I guess the last step is just to get that road rebuilt. We'll do it with asphalt. And again, most of the raw resources and stuff that we need for this process is being manufactured right here. So I don't really need to store it all that far. The trucks will just be like, hey, you need steel? Cool. It's right there. Just take it the truck, get on this road, bring it over to its destination, and you got steel. It's really close by. Same thing with mechanical components, electrical components. Fabric is just over there. It's not difficult. Electronics, it's all right there anyway. So I don't think we need a whole lot of storage. We'll just let this warehouse store a little bit of everything, I guess, that it would need, just so it could start pulling resources in. And then maybe we'll have a dedicated truck that's meant to, or like we could pop a distribution center here and then just hook up all the storages and say, hey, provide this with whatever, and then the trucks can go in and get things. That's reasonable. I think that's doable. So let's rebuild that road so it's not interfered with on the routes anyway. So the trucks can go ahead and do that. And that's been an upgraded road now too, which is pretty good. So all of this is going to give people... Oh, hang on. Now we're going to... We got different construction offices assigned. Nice. So no workers mechanism, that's coming. Missing resources, concrete, gravel, asphalt, that's coming. Like, they're gonna start bringing that stuff. And then over here, probably have the same thing until they start doing it. But they'll start doing it pretty soon. So yeah, steel, we'll have steel stored in this. It says there's no connection for... Oh, there's the cars, see? There you go. Load them up, take them off to the dealerships. There you go. Now this road is in a really bad spot. I'm not sure we can... Well... Yeah, I'm not sure what I can even do with this road. Because that's going to be tough. Let me see about maybe doing gravel instead. Like, there's a very limited space here where this will work. But it looks like I got it. Yeah. And then I'm going to bring it back like this. And then I'm going to cross the tracks, because that's the only way you do it. You have to cross the tracks with distance, basically. Gotta be far enough away to do it. Although I can go in through here too, actually. Right here. This can cross the tracks, hopefully. Yep, right there like this. And then we'll have this road come from this side, I guess. And then we'll have this all meet up. Yep. So we'll just bring this back a little bit and connect it up. And this is all gravel roads. They don't have to be very fancy. There's not going to be a whole lot of reason to access these roads. And then that's it. So more jobs for the people, right? 6,700 people living with their parents. We're having a few deaths. Look at all the unemployed workers, though, right? I mean, we're putting people to work. We have less than, what is this, 8%? You have like an 8% unemployment rate. And since this video started, that chart's been going down on the number of unemployed. So pretty good. So eventually Fedoristan proper, right, is going to expand this way. North Fedoristan is already expanding, going this way. This whole area is going to be this big sort of metropolis on that side of the tracks, right? This side of the tracks, like the city does not cross the tracks, basically. So everything over here is manufacturing and, it's storage, it's agriculture. On this side of the tracks, that's where the population lives, all that stuff. Then you have this main road. I think it might have been a good idea, and I didn't plan for this. So if I was ever to do another playthrough, and I think I might stream another one, I want to do one that has like lots of mountains and lots of rivers and complicated landscaping. Like, I want to do something that's really interesting in that way. This playthrough, the first playthrough, everything is very flat. But that's not the way you can do maps that are much more interesting than this, with lots of different geographical challenges, I guess. And what's on fire? The airport is on fire. I actually don't know which fire department would deal with that. Probably this one right here. I mean, they do get here in time, with more than enough time, so. But that's what I'm up to, guys. I'm sorry that the video took a little bit to release. I needed to let it play on for a little bit to build up some money, because I wanted to start building ships, right? And this whole thing is basically done now. We have both docks completely done. So 2 big docks. And all the resources, the storages and stuff for them are all set up. I just don't have the logistics set up yet to bring things over with different trucks and everything. So I still have to do that. And then, of course, there's the idea of bringing them as passengers in to work here, which is easy. We have lots of unemployed. I do want to see something really quick, though. And I don't remember if we... Wow, I clicked it. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I don't remember if we actually have a city hall in every city. So I do need to kind of move some of these city halls around. That will provide jobs as well. But it also gives me the direct statistics I need on a per population basis. So in this case, in Gorodstali's district, there are almost 1,000 people unemployed. Okay. That's 1,000 people out of a population that is almost 16,000. So that's a pretty respectable unemployment rate, actually. That's not bad. And then if we go to North Fedoristan, I don't believe I actually have a city hall here. I do have one in Fedoristan proper. Look at this, 6,000 population here. Only 21 of them are without a job. 99% productivity here. So this one's looking really good. We've had 3,800 escapes in its history, but we've countered that. We've more than countered that. That's fine. 108 people here own cars. They're doing pretty well, actually. If that's a pretty good population so far, I would like to increase that a lot. 544 people own cars. I have to provide the cars for them to own them. It is much easier, for sure. It is much easier to just build parking lots and just buy the cars and have them have the cars. It's much easier to do that. But I would like to build every car we have. I would like to provide for people, I would like to be responsible, I guess, for every car that we have. So I'm working on that. That's a work in progress. We're gonna put another parking lot right here for them. I'm gonna build parking lots with rubles so that we can just get the cars running. So how this works, if you haven't been paying attention for it yet, these are all cars that have been distributed through the car dealerships, right? The citizens aren't buying them. As far as I can tell, they're not buying them. They're simply getting them, right? So I'm gonna place this here. You're allowed to get a car if you have a parking structure near you, where you live or whatever, that is less than 75% full. I could change that to any percent and then they'll max them out. But I've decided to do 75% just to allow for some parking spaces to not be reserved spaces. That allows people to move around a little bit more freely, I think anyway. There are going to be areas like right here where residential parking is going to be a thing, and then everyone gets like assigned parking. That's something that will just happen. But as we add more parking lots, these people who live near parking structures or live near parking lots, they'll get the go-ahead within the game system to go ahead and get a car. So I'll have a car dealership here, for example, and it says occupancy of car parks under 75%. As long as you live one or you have access to a car park that is under 75%, you're able to get yourself a vehicle. So as we do this, as we add more things, that's what they're doing. All right, so I built a bunch of parking lots right here so that people can get in here and drive themselves to work, if you will. We're gonna get a walking path that kind of goes right through the middle here, I think, to maybe here, and then over to about here, and then it's gonna loop itself, I guess. Well, not gonna go quite the way I wanted it to, but as long as this connects, okay, it does. So we're gonna have these things meet up in the middle here. These guys can walk this way, and it's just providing like a walk path down this area so that they can walk to work. So we're gonna go about like, oh, maybe not. Hey, can I connect you there? No? Really? Oh, this isn't, oh, I see. This is already built. Yep. All right, move this back just a little bit. Let's get you to go that way, and then you down. Okay. So again, they can drive to work now if they'd like to. This will give them a way to park here nearby and get into the building, and it looks like a lot of them are already doing so to help build the production line building. So tested, and it works. Yeah, there you go. So we'll go like this, and we'll go like this. I'm kind of doing this as like a preferred university education thing. I really would prefer It would always be set that way, but it's just not. I've added a technical services building here, loaded it up with some snow plows and stuff just to keep these roads clear. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that distribution center that we ultimately didn't use. And now we're going to use it as a way to distribute resources for this. So this here is going to be sourced basically entirely by truck. If I want to bring in steel, like for some reason it's slow, we can do so right here. But right now the trucks are going to deliver the steel to this, and they've already started. So I've got lots of covered vehicles, a few open, a few flatbeds, and then these warehouses are configured already now so that they have plastics, electronics, a very small amount of fabrics, as well as electrical components and mechanical components, always brought here. And you know, I think I might actually do just a little bit more on the fabric side of things. Just like a hair more fabric, I think, here. So if I wanted to do that, I could just basically bring the other two down in increments as this goes up. So like I'm basically just joggling these back and forth, and that's making the fabric one rise. Let's get it to about 10 tons on fabric. This is close enough. So again, the distribution center here is now responsible for that, and it gets to go all over the place to get stuff, source it, and bring it back over here. So no big deal. If for some reason the steel is too slow, we'll do it by rail. But right now, this car here, this train here is still moving through, and that's fine. Yep, these guys are basically just going to sit here until they're fully loaded. I'm not sure what you're doing here. Are you just not able to get out, or what? What's the deal? Why are you just sitting here? Wait until loaded. You don't have to. I'd like you to wait till unloaded at the car dealer. That's what I wanted you to do. That's weird that you're not going there. Go? Maybe this is in the way. If this truck is here, can you not go? Hold on. What in the world is going on with this car? Why are you stuck here? Can you go? Car dealer. Really? Hold on. Go to depot. I think this truck is bugged. It's causing all the other ones to be bugged too. What in the world are you doing? Hold on. Tell you to go. Why don't you just, I don't know, go here and do nothing. How's that sound here? That's your next stop. Go. Yeah, you won't turn around. Okay, you're just going to get sold. Bye. Really? I can't sell you either. That's pretty wild. Whoa, that was weird. I had to sell it twice. But now these guys are going to go off and do their thing. So that must mean there's going to be a car dealership that's not being serviced now. I don't know which one it was. It's possible we'll just use one of these extra. We have 2 extras. We'll just use one of them to do that. It might have been this one. We can go through the different dealerships, I think, and see which vehicles are assigned to it, right? So if I was to go to, let's say there's another dealership somewhere, like over in this area, I think. Right here. Can I see, yeah, all related vehicles. So I should see an all related vehicles here thing, and I don't. So let's come over to this, and we're gonna say I want you to come over here and grab vehicles. Man, maybe we should do I don't think a road cargo station can connect to these. I want you to load vehicles, and I want you to unload them at this car dealer, and I want you to wait until unloaded when you do. Okay, so go. So this one will hopefully not be bugged, and it will do the things that the other car was supposed to do, I guess. All right. So yeah, I think I might just go ahead and accelerate this now that we have kind of, well, we have resources delivered. Maybe I'll wait until they're full, like mechanical components and stuff. This is all being delivered already, so I just have to see the fabric. I don't see the fabric actually being delivered yet. It is the furthest away resource. They have to drive all the way over here to get it. And they come in and they get it from this point right here. And to be fair, there's not a whole lot of fabric here. So I think we have a problem with getting workers here, and it's this. Yeah, the trains are slammed here. All right, it's a thing. This is you know, I don't know the inefficiencies until I see them. So this is like a relatively new track. What causes this to happen? Well, I mean, there are lots of different tracks, and they all kind of 4 tracks become 3 tracks, become 4 tracks, become 2 tracks, right? So like this is happening, and it's not the most organized thing yet. This isn't. So let's take a look at the colors here. So this is being marked as an intersection right now, which I would argue it's not an intersection at the moment. I would argue that probably we would want to have something like that to get just to mark these so these things don't get in each other's way. We would most likely need a chain here though, so that it would look ahead to see if there's anything in its way. So we're gonna do a chain there instead. Over here we're chaining this. This is just the way it is, just to separate this section. But then here is another issue. I think one of the main issues is that we have 2-way tracks going through here. I mean, that's ultimately, I think, that. And there's also 4 trains trying to use 2 tracks. And this might be one of those situations where I have to say, you know what? You guys were right. At least some of you guys were. Where you wanted me to completely separate passenger and cargo tracks and not use them interchangeably, or not share them. This might be one of those situations. Over there is exactly what I did. I separated them, and it doesn't seem to have an issue. So over here is probably where this main issue is. We have a lot of plastics just built up in here, so I need to get those delivered. And then we have the clothing train just picked up clothes, but it can't leave because this train, which was supposed to be bringing people, this is the main train, 635 people, the main train that's supposed to bring passengers in. So I think what I kind of need to have happen here is to adjust this track to where any train coming in here, I think I have to delete these power lines to keep this 4 lanes instead of 3. Keep it 4 all the way up to here. And then if there is a train that's moving this way, then you stop here and you wait until that train gets out of the way, and then you can go. Because right now we have sort of this situation where, yeah, you're looking ahead, and that's fine, but this one should have been looking ahead, right? This one should have been. Actually, I think I just fixed it by making that a chain. Without this being a chain, I think that was the problem. This one's gonna go, it will look this side. Yeah. I think that's how this has to work. Maybe actually we remove this, leave that a chain, and now that should be looking at all these different signals and not letting the train go until it meets that criteria. I think I just fixed it actually. So why don't we have you turn around, go back to Fedora stand and pick up people. Because by marking this as a chain, right? If you're confused on how these signals work, don't worry. It's not. It's actually pretty common. Everybody's confused. I've been confused pretty much the whole playthrough. Now I understand it better, but that doesn't mean I'm, perfect. It doesn't mean I'm not making little mistakes here and there. For the most part, this train network is flowing fluidly. I rarely have any problems. The only times I tend to have problems are on relatively new tracks, where I haven't encountered a problem yet, and it's just a matter of time before I see it. I did have one in Chernobyl with relatively the same thing happened in Chernobyl over here because of this area here. So now I've separated to where there's a junction here for the small train that delivers the clothing and stuff, but the longer trains like meat and food and stuff, and even the electronics train, they extend into this area a little bit more, so they can't use this crossover. So I've added another crossover right here. And then there are chains positioned and 2-way signals like this positioned in place. I have had no problem since doing it this way. These chains look at the zone ahead of them, right? So hypothetically, let's say there's a train coming through here. This is the meat train, let's say. And there's nothing over here. The meat train's going to go all the way through. But the meat train will extend into this blue area. With a chain being here, it's going to look to see if this region is clear. If it is, because it's a chain, it's also looking at the next region, and that next region will not be clear because the meat train will extend in. So that will cause the train to wait here. The meat train will then turn around and be able to cross through there, no problems. If it's the clothing train though, the meat train can come through here. Clothing train is already in here. It's not extending into this region. So the meat train will pass all the way through. You can see it actually right now. The meat train will pass in and it stops right here. So if the food train was to come right now, it would stop here. And that lets the meat train out. Instead of it coming all the way up through here and being like, dude, I can't go because the meat train is extending past the cross. Right? So I fixed that by having those. And that hasn't been a problem yet. But over here, that is definitely an issue that I believe setting this up this way has fixed it though, I think. Because the trains that come through here, they do have a specific side they're supposed to hit with these two placeholders here, or these two waypoints. There's a third train though, and that third train does not have a decision. That third train does not have a specific side that it chooses. The hope was that if that train shows up when one train is already there, that train would just simply use the other one that's available. I don't know if that normally does that, but when this happened, I did not have this as a chain, and I did not have this as a chain. And as a result, it was only looking at the region directly in front of it to see if it was clear, namely this orange zone. So if there is no train in the orange zone, it's letting the train cross into here. And that's a problem because as soon as it crosses in this way, there's only one way to go, right? And the signal is going to be red if this train's coming through. So I need to keep it completely out of this orange zone. The better way to solve this problem is to tear down all these electrical lines, build the tracks out properly, and put the electrical lines back in. Admittedly, that is the way to fix this problem for certain. The other way to do it would be to have two separate track lines for passengers, et cetera, et cetera. But I obviously haven't done that. We're going to let this play on as it is right now. If the game forces me to do it, then I'll do it, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on something that happens like, you know, a conflict that happens once per in-game year. I'm not really worried about that. Okay, so I think I want to kind of test this to see if people work here. So I'm going to hit this button and build it, and then I'm going to put in a distribution network, I think for this specifically. So we're going to do a small distribution office, and we can put that maybe like right here, right up next to this. It's probably fine. And then we're gonna grab some vehicles for this. First, I want you to add this building to your queue so that you will fill this up with fuel. And then I want some vehicles, and we're gonna have you deliver the same kind of stuff. The only difference is you're gonna need to deliver steel regularly too. So I guess we'll do open haul, and we're gonna get you probably this big red one here, I think. That'll be our steel truck. And then the covered haul trucks, I guess we'll go with this one. And this is gonna be the supplies for everything else, the covered trucks. So what you're gonna do is you're going to add this to your, let's add this one. I got this one supplying the other one. And then also there's some trains like this one that pulls steel out of this. So I'm gonna have you actually reference this one. We're gonna have you load steel here. I'm gonna have you load mechanical components and electrical components from here. So mechanical, electrical. I'll allow you to take plastics from this too if you want. This one is gonna be your plastics truck area. You're gonna get plastics from here. This is where you're gonna get your electronics. From there you go. And then you're also going to get your fabrics from over there. So we'll grab fabrics there. And I want you to make sure that the destination, which is going to be right here as soon as it's done, we're going to make sure that you keep this like 80% full. And hopefully they can just keep making stuff. There's a bus stop here too. We can probably just integrate that into the way we do things, right? There's already a bus stop here, so and there's people waiting at it too, so that's going to be a pretty easy thing to do. Looks like it is done. Okay, good. Let's add this, and we're going to say that we want to unload everything and keep it 80% full. Okay, so these things should be off to the races. There are, I think, 2 parking spots here. Maybe 4. It looks like there's 4 parking spots here. No, I don't really know. I want to say that these are the 2 parking spots for delivering resources, and these are the 2. Well, I guess we'll see. Okay, nope. This delivers resources. This is something completely different. Either way, there's many parking spots in here, so it's. I don't think these trucks are necessarily going to have much of a conflict. But you see, they're already delivering resources, and we'll just keep that going. So we have blueprints, and we can just go ahead and start making cars here now too. See? And we'll just kind of do that and make the whole bunch of them. No big deal. Just queue up a whole bunch, and then we'll hit the T613 at the end. And then when it's done with the queue, it'll keep making those. So there we go. And we've provided, right? We are providing. We are providing for people, okay? I want this distribution center also to reference this. Just so... ooh, interesting. Okay, I got an idea. Go this way, and then go this way, and then go this way. Yep. And then I want you to provide resources in here as well. And hi, autosave. I want you to fill this warehouse with electronics, plastics, this, and this. Keep it 80% full, but I need to configure how much of each because I don't want you to fill this whole thing with plastics. So chemicals, no. Crops, no. Fabrics, we're going to bring it down to 3%. Then alcohol, food, clothes. We'll go plastics a little higher than the other things. Mechanical components a little higher. Electronics is probably good. And then you'll have to put 3% in fabrics. And then, so they're going to provide it for both things, right? No big deal. Okay, that's it. So that distribution's taking care of that. This distribution's taking care of all of this stuff, and we're already starting to store those resources. So when this gets up, we're ready to go. We'll have workers driving themselves here. We can also put in a bus stop if we'd like. I can have one bus dedicated to just bringing people straight here and parking them right in there. No big deal. And maybe even a passenger train if I really want to. Can add another passenger train to the network. I think people are probably sick of passenger trains at this point. I know I am. So in the next video, we're going to get to this. Right? I'm going to let this run a little bit. We're going to start making more and more cars. In the next video, we're going to get to this. We're going to start working on the supply chain that's needed for ships. And we need to purchase a blueprint for ships. I think we're going to start with cargo ships so that we can start using that ship for delivering goods to our final town, because there's actually one pre-made town that is not connected yet, right? I wanted to connect all the pre-made towns to everything, right? And there's one pre-made town that isn't connected, and it's over across the river. Here's Charmisek, here's Charnoble, right? And it's across the river, all the way over here. It's called Banigi. Okay? And I want to connect this to our network too. We already have power lines running right through here. So connecting this to power, piece of cake. But getting everything else here, not such cake. At least I don't think it's that much cake because there's no rail out here. There's no road out here, right? But what there is a nice spot for us to build a dock. And we can bring all the resources we need with a ship. And get the ship in here, and we can even move people if we want to. I'm also going to set up another airport over here so we can have domestic flights going from over here. And then if we want to, I don't really want to, but if we want to, we could hook it up to the rail network and all that stuff too. But I don't think it's necessary. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate you. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't already. I really hope you will. Check this out. We're cultural enjoyment and Soviet propaganda. Turns out we can actually make you both Soviet and happy at the same time. Did you know that? You can be Soviet and happy at the same time. News to me. Take it easy. We'll see you. Bye-bye.